Hello, today I have a story for you all to listen to for fun, or listen to it at bedtime. Before entering the story, please everyone click subscribe or like. Now let's get into our story. Starting with, at the northern edge of the world lies Ostrovit Island, a place people avoid as though it carries a curse. Winds slice through skin like shards of glass, and the sea surrounding it groans under sheets of ancient ice. The only permanent resident is Gerald, an old fisherman with a deep scar across his left arm and uneven, circular mark he claims, Zabite. People from the mainland say he's insane, but Gerald knows better. He knows something cold and ancient dwells beneath the ice, waiting. In 2024, a three-person deep-sea research team, Lena, Maurice, and Henrik, is sent to Ostrovit to investigate an enormous squid-like creature captured by orbital sonar. Locals call the species the cold sea squid. Old myths name it the black warden of the under ice. On their first night, as they settled into Gerald's weather-beaten cabin, the old man said only, "Don't go into the water. That sea is a grave. Wake it, and it will follow you up." They laughed, but Gerald's eyes held no humor. The next day, they descended into the ocean in a small submersible. At 3 kilometers down, sonar detected long, chain-like shapes, say tentacles, each over 40 meters. Maurice whispered, "It's listening to us." A moment later, the headlamp brightened, revealing a single enormous eye, dark, almost human, reflecting a strange intelligence. The creature pressed against the scanner. Water around them turned cold enough to whiten. Then came a sound from the audio feed, the sound of a large animal, not mechanical, not whale song. Something like a deep, choking croak. Panicked, they began to ascend. But ice above them shifted unnaturally, nearly sealing them in. Henrik shouted, "It's blocking the way up." They made it back to the island, but something had followed. That night, the wind shrieked through the cracks of the research cabin like voices. Lena could not sleep. She heard tap, tap, tap. Imagine if you were in that situation. How would you feel? Like something creeping up the island's shores. When Maurice opened the door to check, he saw long, thin shadows on the ice like trailing tongues or tentacles disappearing behind a ridge. But when he shined his flashlight, only scraped ice remained. Gerald appeared behind them, grim. "It's calling to you. You brought it up." Gerald led them to an ancient stone cave cracked open by centuries of frost. On its walls were carvings of a massive squid god with 22 eyes. Below it, a warning written in an archaic script. "The god of the Red Deep is the keeper and the devourer. Those who enter its depth without blessing will have breath taken in exchange for life." Henrik scoffed. "Just mythology." But before he could finish, a scraping roar sounded overhead, as though something huge dragged itself across the cave roof. That night, the sea began to glow with an unusual blue light. Slender shapes emerged from under the ice, longer than fishing boats. The ice cracked. Lena looked at the radar. It showed something huge under the island. Something the size of a bridge. Gerald shouted, "Oh, it's here. You've awakened the god of the sea." A foul smell of salt and blood drifted across the wind. Lights on the shore flickered and died. The underwater research facility was torn into the ocean like paper. Henrik was snatched first, pulled screaming into the black waves by a pale, rope-thick pant. Lena and Maurice ran for shelter among the tall ice ridges. At the peak, they heard a woman's voice echoing from the sea, "Help me! Help me!" Maurice almost ran down, but Gerald grabbed him. "That's not a person. It mimics what it devours." The voice shifted, first crying, then laughing, then screeching in a deep, inhuman gargle. The ocean exploded upward, sending shards of ice into the air. A massive form emerged, larger than any creature known. A squid titan with stone-like skin. Its head bore 5 luminous green-black eyes, swirling as if watching in all directions. A tentacle slammed into the cliff, shattering it. Lena screamed, "It's not an animal, it's a deity." Gerald shouted over the roar, "Its eyes, they guide it blind one, and it will return to the deep." With shaking hands, Lena and Maurice used the thermal lance to blast one of the eyes. It burst like a hot sphere of brine, the creature shrieked. A sound like mountains collapsing. It recoiled, dragging its wounded body toward the ocean. The sea split open, pulling it down like a living whirlpool. But the island cracked apart in the process. Lena and Gerald reached the boat, but Maurice was seized by a final flailing tentacle and dragged under, leaving only ripples. 1 month later, Ostrovit Island was gone, swallowed by the sea. Rescue teams found no remains, only Lena, rambling in a hospital bed. It has eyes that see through the sea. It will rise again if disturbed. Gerald vanished one night without a trace. All that remained on the shore was his coat, surrounded by deep scrape marks, as if something had crawled to meet him. Today, sailors claim that on freezing nights, when the sea turns steel blue and silent, they hear a distant tapping beneath the hull. If you listen longer, you may hear words. But they are not human. Don't go down. Don't go down. Because the thing under the ice never sleeps, and it never forgets who woke it. Please wait to see the next episode. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Wishing you all good health and safe travels everywhere.